He found that he could live for another 80 years. So he jumped from a height of 100 meters, but he landed on a truck. But the man was not satisfied. He jumped directly from a plane, but he was caught by a plane when he fell. But not everyone can live as long as he did. This woman only had 3 hours left to live. It turned out that this was a life countdown software. Her friends thought it was just a prank, but the woman began to panic. In order to avoid the impending danger, the woman refused to ride in her boyfriend's car. At this time, her cell phone suddenly rang. She only had 2 minutes left, so the woman immediately ran home. But the phone kept ringing. She felt relieved after turning off the phone. But just as she was drinking water, an accident happened. A mysterious force lifted her into the air and then threw her down hard. And the countdown just ended at this time. On the other side, her boyfriend also had a car accident. A branch pierced the co-pilot, and this happened to be the position where the woman was originally sitting. Then the boyfriend was sent to the hospital, but he refused to receive treatment because his countdown was about to end. He was afraid of dying on the operating table. The nurse comforted him that it was just a prank, but the death of his girlfriend made the man believe it. The next day, the man's cell phone rang, reminding him that the countdown was about to end. When he looked up, he saw death was behind him, so he hid in the corridor and locked the door. But at this moment, the lights suddenly went out. There were hurried footsteps upstairs. The man actually saw his dead girlfriend. With the man's screams, his phone fell from a height. The moment the countdown ended, the man also ended his life. The next day, the nurse heard that the man had died. She seemed very panicked. She rushed to the morgue to confirm whether the man died because the countdown ended. She got the man's phone, but set a password. She had to pull the man out of the morgue cabinet, but the fingerprint unlocking didn't work, so she could only use the phone to recognize the man's face. But it also failed. She had to pry open the man's eyes with her hands. Only then did she turn on the phone. As expected, the countdown had returned to 0. Looking at the phone on the table, the woman fell into panic. It turned out that, driven by curiosity, she also downloaded the software, and she only had 2 days left.